Trump addressing a disturbing story we reported to you last week. Now the FBI and Homeland Security preparing to issue a warning that hackers and spies in countries like China and Iran are working to steal U.S. research on COVID drugs and vaccines. Let's welcome back to the show retired Army Lieutenant Colonel James Carafano. Colonel, great to have you back on. We're hearing Iran is hacking into or trying to hack into Gilead, which is the maker of remdesivir. We've already reported China tried to grab the patent on remdesivir starting in January. Your reaction to this news story?
Well, without even knowing the details of the FBI and the Homeland Security report, it's consistent with past behaviors of both regimes. And there's two really important points here. One is, we've seen this with Iran before, working with North Korea and Russia and China. Iran often mimics the behavior of other adversarial powers. So they see something, that they do something, they copy, they supplement that. So it's very consistent behavior for them. The other thing is, from the Chinese perspective, it really makes the point that China doesn't see military competition and economic competition. They fuse all this together. So for them, everything is fair game. And there are no legitimate boundaries in what you lie, cheat, or steal about.
Yeah, Google is reportedly identifying more than a dozen nation-state hacking groups. It's not just China and Iran. It's also Vietnam and South Korea. There's also this, these countries are taking advantage of softer security as millions of researchers and scientists and workers being suddenly forced to work from their homes. There's another story coming out. It's something that we've been reporting on for months, that the UK, scientists and researchers in the UK, is now saying, Colonel, that the COVID-19 outbreak in China, in Wuhan, started earlier, possibly, it looks like to them, in October. So if it started in October, then the cover-up and the concealment in China is way deeper and more profound than we realize. And now we've got 18 state attorneys generals on a bipartisan push. They're both Republicans and Democrats saying, House and Senate, you got to launch hearings right now into what's going on with China covering up. Your reaction to that?
Well, this reflects, I think, something we talked about before, which is China's more aggressive behavior of late, acting out in the South China Seas, going after Hong Kong dissidents, pressuring and threatening other countries that if they don't essentially duplicate Chinese propaganda, that they'll be cut off or punished. And I think the Chinese are in a bit of a panic mode here. They've never had pushback and bad press like they have now. And so literally they're just throwing everything they possibly can at these problems to try to figure out a way to get on top of this.
Colonel, great to see you. Come back soon.